We want to get more into some of these races as well, especially this key gubernatorial Democratic primary as two candidates vie to take on Republican Ron DeSantis in the fall. Joining me now is Fox News correspondent Phil Keating, live at Nikki Fried's watch party there in Fort Lauderdale. What's the race looking like right now, Phil?
Well, so far, most Floridians who were going to vote today, who did not previously opt to vote early for 2 weeks or to vote by mail, most of them in Florida have already cast their ballot at their local precinct. That does not include the Florida Panhandle, which is on Central Time, so they still have roughly 35 minutes left to cast their ballots. But we are here in Fort Lauderdale at a live music venue. This is where Nikki Fried is going to have what she hopes will be a celebratory party. She is reportedly on site. She has yet to come in and make an appearance. So supporters are still showing up. A lot of media from all of the local markets in the state of Florida, Tampa, Orlando, and Miami, and Fort Myers. They are all here. And she's predicting, well, she is going to pull this off. She is the only statewide Democrat elected. She is the commissioner of agriculture, and she's extremely pro-choice and pro-reproductive rights. And she's been hammering that on the airwaves in her campaign ads, and that's why with the overturning of Roe v. Wade, that Dobbs decision, she thinks the momentum is definitely with her. Take a listen.
But we're looking at across the board. We've got strength not only in younger vote, but of course women vote. And so we know that as long as people are voting, we're in pretty good shape for today.
Her primary opponent is current Democratic Congressman Charlie Crist. He is a former governor of the state of Florida back before when he was still a Republican. He was also an attorney general for the state before that. So he's got a lot of statewide name recognition. His celebratory party, or hopes to be, is up in St. Petersburg, where he's from, and that's the district that he represents. And despite the fact that in this current political cycle, registered Republicans have outperformed new Democrats that are registering with the party, still Crist does not think that necessarily means Florida, the Sunshine State, is a totally red state just yet. Here he is.
I do plan to prove him wrong. We're going to beat Ron DeSantis. I mean, that's why we're doing this. We're in it to win it.
Of course, Crist and Fried are hoping they will be the one in November taking on the current Republican governor, Ron DeSantis, in the general election. He has started running some ads touting his performance over the past 4 years, and this is his latest one. It's called, he was billing himself as the nation's top Gov, a play on words of the movie with Tom Cruise, Top Gun. So he's getting that going, getting his machine going. He's got a lot of money in the bank for what could be a vicious and expensive general election in November to see if he gets a second term or if he ends up being a one-termer. Of course, DeSantis widely expected to win re-election to governor and then end up leaving office to run for the president in the 2024 election nationwide. So that's where things stand down here. Too soon to say when exactly some of these races are going to be called today. There are several congressional races that are of note here in the state of Florida. National Republicans are really trying and hoping to flip some Democratic districts, flip them red. One of those is Charlie Crist's current district, and the Republican he lost to just 2 years ago only lost to him by 6 points, and she is expected to prevail tonight.
You know, Phil, one of my main questions is maybe with voters that you've spoken to, do they care that Charlie Crist was a Republican once upon a time?
It doesn't appear so. I'm sure there are some diehards who still kind of have a little bit of angst towards him. But look, he embraced Obama, and that's what led to the Republican Party kind of running people up against him in his run for Senate. which ended up being current Senator Marco Rubio, who, by the way, has no primary opponent tonight. He is running unopposed, and the leading Democrat to face him in November is Democratic Congresswoman Val Demings, who's having her watch party up in Orlando, where she once was the Orlando police chief. She raised a lot of money in the second quarter. She's not even focusing her campaign TV spots, which are running in all the major markets, on any of her Democratic opponents. All of them are targeting Marco Rubio, so that's looking like that will be the Senate battle this November.
All right, Fox's Phil Keating there, live for us in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Phil, thanks so much. We'll talk again.
All right, have a good night.